So Christopher Nolan is directing the Odyssey, which is set to release in summer of 2026, and it has a stacked cast. What we know so far from certain reports in Greek media is that, of course, Matt Damon is starring as Odysseus. They have Tom Holland playing his son Telemachus, and Zendaya playing Athena, Charlize Theron as Circe, Anne Hathaway as Penelope, Benny Safdie playing Agamemnon, and Lupita Nyong'o as Clytemnestra. So the two that stand out, obviously, are the race swaps. Zendaya, of course, playing Athena, and Lupita Nyong'o playing Clytemnestra. She was mistakenly reported to be the one playing Athena, but I believe that's Zendaya, actually. And people are not happy with that casting decision. It's not just that one, though. Elliot Page is in the cast. It hasn't been disclosed yet what role Elliot Page is meant to play in the movie. Whatever it is going to be super distracting because everything about Elliot Page just gives people Uncanny Valley vibes. The voice and the post-op body of the former Ellen Page, who now identifies as a female to male transgender individual. And at a recent Comic-Con appearance in New York, Elliot Page was asked about taking on this role with Christopher Nolan following Inception. And she said that this was, quite a liberating experience to work with this director again as her real self. It was selfishly, more comfortable for her to be her real self on camera, I guess as a male character, although we don't know who it is yet.
I was so excited to be thought of for it and to be asked to come back to work with him. I loved working with him on Inception and loved being a part of that movie. So yeah, I was just completely jazzed and excited. And
is jazzed coming back as a term?
Maybe.
Basically went and met with Chris and talked about the part, and then sat in a room and read the script, and it was, of course, the big yes. Yeah, sadly I can't say much, but yeah, it was such a joy to come back, and to come back now, as you can imagine, being more just comfortable in yourself makes these sorts of projects more enjoyable, just waking up every day and going to work. So to kind of get to have a Chris Nolan experience again now, that actually really just meant so much to me. Selfishly.
You're shooting on these massive locations, IMAX cameras. We know that. Did it kind of take your breath away, kind of just being in these environments?
Oh yeah, I got to go to some pretty
This isn't some Netflix soundstage anymore.
places, and it's gonna be epic.
Okay.
I guess that's the only promising thing about the project thus far, is that they've promised there's no CGI.
No green screen. Yep.
Yeah. But this is just like, don't you just love hearing Elliot Page talk about joy?
Yeah.
Like, she can just never stop using that word and talking about how joyful and wonderful everything is, while her voice is literally shaking. Like, she just seems so uncomfortable all the time, so viscerally uncomfortable.
There's a 20 there.
Let me see. From BMF Nate Dogg, is Medusa in the Odyssey? It's been a while since I read the Odyssey. Yeah. Don't remember.
I don't think that this is going to affect the movie as much. I don't.
I mean, it depends on how much screen time
her
character
depends
gets.
on it's going to depend on the trailers.
Yeah.
And for the most part, Nolan is one of those names that sells movie on his name, not necessarily the rest of the cast. I think if there is a director who's going to get the pass from people about race swaps, it's going to be Christopher Nolan, especially since it actually used to be like an inside joke amongst Hollywood that all he would cast is white people. Before, it's like he's making up for lost time to people in the industry. He's like, sorry for doing that all those years. I guess now I have to make Athena another race. And
Really?
yeah.
But people are just going to say, it's not a human character. It's a goddess, so it can be anything. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
And here's the thing. I'm sure he is already kind of projected to expect that backlash. And I think the spectacle of the movie alone and the hype around it, the way that I always frame this stuff to myself is like, if I'm taking the objective route, is that when a movie has nothing else going for it, these conversations will take center stage. Like in lieu of something more interesting to discuss about it, that will happen. But if the reviews are good, if the trailers are good, people are going to be more forgiving, and those conversations will happen, but they won't gather the traction that they would if there was nothing else to discuss about the film. But, you know, depending on the size and spectacle of the production, like you said, no CGI, it's possible that it doesn't matter. And then it does fine.
Is it Nolan who doesn't let actors take bathroom breaks? I think I heard that from somebody.
Was that Nolan?
Somebody said, I think it was
so.
him, that he like doesn't let anyone pee.
And The Rock's over here like, I'll just pee in this bottle. It's fine.
Right, exactly.
See, that's what they should have gotten for this. The Rock should have played Athena.
Right. That would make more sense than anything. Can you imagine, like, you go in the men's restroom at like wherever they are, and like you're Matt Damon, you're at the urinal, and then Elliot Page pulls up and like stands at the urinal next to yours, and you're like trying not to stare, and you're just like, what's going on down there?
I have no idea what's going on. Look, I don't think that I personally don't think a lot of screen time is going to be given to Elliot Page in the
Especially
trailer.
because they haven't even announced which character it is. It's probably very minor.
And like I said last week, I'm now Team Zendaya on all accounts, so she gets the pass.
This is one of Elliot Page's first projects since narrating a nature documentary about transgender wildlife.
Well, what is Elliot Page
looks
been
like
doing?
we're in for an Elliot Page renaissance.
What did Elliot Page do after it was, what is it, like the Umbrella Academy was like the last big thing?
I guess,
Was there something else in between
and
there?
they really let her commandeer that show.
Thank you!
In the middle of her transition process. Totally changed the character. Thank you, guys. They gender swapped her character
Just
in the show. They had the actual character become trans in the show.
Okay.
One of the replies said, is there anyone who genuinely looks at her and doesn't instinctively understand that this is a woman before any other thought connected to the story? Don't lie. Another one said, yeah, her appearance on screen is definitely not going to be super distracting and take everyone out of the historical drama. That's kind of the evident problem, if it weren't for the fact that this is probably just a very minor speaking role.
Yeah.
Still distracting and weird nonetheless. But what stood out to me really is just that, like, even in this panel interview, I mean, you can see she's like struggling to even deliver a sentence. Her voice just like shaking. She's constantly at a loss for words and gesturing in a way that kind of hides her face. She just seems so viscerally uncomfortable with herself. One of the replies actually said, I'm so happy for Elliot Page fully being able to enjoy acting, being his true self. Christopher Nolan casting Elliot in the Odyssey while Trump is out here trying to destroy beautiful diversity sends a powerful message. The impact this film is going to have will be enormous.
That's not true.
Great.
Like, I guess it depends on your definition of impact.
And here was a more middle of the road take. Oh, F this. He is truly one of the worst effing actors of my generation. I thought he would maybe get better now that he is the person he was always meant to be, but he's just stayed effing awful.
The top comment says ethical trans hatred.
Yeah,
but that's not trans hatred. That's just hatred for their acting.
The middle of the road take is glad Elliot Page is living his best life,
but maybe not in this movie.
Still a bad actor.
Yeah, I again, like I said, Christopher Nolan movies are a spectacle unto themselves, and I don't. And again, look at the size of that cast. They'll give plenty of attention to Zendaya. They'll give plenty of attention to Tom Holland. They'll give plenty of attention to Matt Damon and other such actors. And
I feel like in an ideal world, Jim Caviezel would be suited for the role of Odysseus, but instead we get Matt Damon.
Yeah, Jim Caviezel might be how old is Matt Damon's, like 55 or
They're about the same age.
They're about the same age. So,
and Tom Holland does Telemachus. Like, what?
Yeah, I don't know if this picture was real, but I saw this and it made me laugh. Like I'm guessing the costumes will look better well lit as they usually do.
It's giving Netflix.
I mean, they always do when you see them from like these types of photos. They never look good in that respect because they're not lit properly. They haven't done the post-production. It's a different thing when you actually see it in the finished setup. And Nolan movies always look beautiful. So we'll have to wait and see how this one turns out. But again, I think it'll be fine. Like I don't know
Elliot
if it's
Page
gonna
is
be...
just like screaming from the rooftops, like, I'm so happy. I'm so joyful.
And Christopher Nolan will be like, can we just focus on the movie, please? Like, let's just make the movie.
Yeah.
Let's keep the attention where it needs to be, which is on the film itself.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.